So today I'll be trying out a new concealer from Covergirl. This is the Trublend Undercover Concealer. And if you're new to my channel, I review new concealers from the drugstore all the time, or sometimes they're just new to me. And if you'd like to check out my playlist, the link for that will be in the description box below, or you can click the card right up there. So this is being sold as a concealer that is full coverage, does not crease, and lasts all day. So Covergirl has not updated their website with any information about this concealer yet, but I was on Shoppers Drug Mart's website and they've updated their description. And on their website it says, "Conceal, shape, and brighten with our new full coverage concealer. Say bye to blemishes, dark circles, redness, and more with this velvety, smooth formula that does not crease and lasts all day. The large, fluffy doe foot applicator ensures an even, easy application. With 30 shades that match 99% of skin tones, it's easy to find your perfect hue." So I picked this up for $9 and they give you 0.33 fluid ounces of product. So I picked up the shade L300 Golden Ivory, which is the 6th lightest shade, and this concealer is available in 30 different shades. So if you're enjoying this video while watching it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the Covergirl Undercover Concealer and how it wears throughout the day, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. So I'm also filming a review today for the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation Stick, which is why I look like this. If you'd like to check out that review, you can click the card right up there. I'm also dealing with a little bit of under eye dryness issues, which, let's face it, I'm always dealing with some under eye dryness issues. So I made sure to moisturize with a little bit of the Ordinary's rosehip seed oil. I also took a peek at the ingredients for this one, and it's very much a silicone base. There's cyclopentasiloxane and dimethicone cross polymer, but there's also some things in here that have me concerned that it could be a little bit too drying for me. The 4th ingredient in is talc. There's also denatured alcohol in this. It is closer to the bottom of the ingredients list, but it's something to be aware of if that is an ingredient you're trying to avoid. So this is the packaging. It comes with this giant doe foot applicator, which seems to be popular these days. It has that paint sort of smell to it that the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation has. I don't want too much product, so I'm just going to wipe the excess on the side. I don't know why people like these doe foot applicators so huge. I personally like the smaller one so I can really get in there, and that's about as much product as I'm going to need. So the coverage for this is pretty good, except up close I'm already starting to see some clinging to dryness issues ever so slightly in the corner. It's just, there's a tiny little dry patch thing there. So I mean, it is what it is at this point. I can only hope that it doesn't get any worse. But as far as dark circle coverage, it's pretty good. It is definitely mattifying, which has me concerned a little bit, only because mattifying concealers are usually one that I typically try to avoid. Depending on the time of year, I can sometimes get away with them, but usually they are not the best fit for my skin type. Let's just get the other eye done. Alrighty, so the other eye is done, but I just got up close and took a peek at this eye, and I'm already seeing some wicked dehydration issues happen in there. So this should make for an interesting test. See what I mean? It is already starting to like dehydrate right there. It's emphasizing a tiny little line and suck all the moisture from underneath my eyes. This is the eye I just applied the product to, and this eye has been sitting here for 5 minutes and is already dehydrated. So we're not off to a great start so far, but at this point I can only hope that it doesn't get any worse. So we're gonna call the time at 10:04. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and go on with my day, and I will see you guys in 5 hours and let you know how this has been holding up. So time is 3:28. So this concealer is definitely not one of my favorite formulas. I mean, we're only 5 hours in and I really cannot see myself ever reaching for this again. Because Covergirl hadn't updated their website, I had no idea what type of formula this was, if it was a matte formula, if it was a hydrating formula, and it is not doing my under eyes any favors. It is super dry and dehydrated under there. So I will just zoom you in and give you a peek at my under eyes. Yeah, it's all caked and dry, and I can see my dark circle starting to expose itself, but it's still really dry and caked right in there. And then over here, like, look at that. The skin here is so tight and dry that it's starting to emphasize fine lines right there, and I don't even really have any product there. I purposely don't bring product into this area of my eye because I don't want to emphasize any fine lines. But this concealer has dehydrated all through here, and it's not very flattering. My poor little under eyes do not look very healthy right now. All I want to do is take this off and moisturize my face, but unfortunately I have another 5 hours, so I will see you later on tonight. So the time is 8:02. So at the 5-hour mark, this one was already starting to do some weird things under my eyes and cause some serious dehydration issues. It still looks pretty bad. It hasn't gotten any worse as far as sucking the moisture from underneath my eyes, but it looks pretty caked on and gunky, and overall just not a good fit for my skin type. So I'll just zoom you in and give you a quick peek. See how this area here is still pulling the skin, but the product has really migrated into the corner and is all gunked up in there. And this side isn't nearly as bad. I mean, it is dehydrating my under eyes right there. Overall, things are just looking dry and gunky and dehydrated. I don't know how many times I can use the word gunky. So this one was kind of a disappointment for me. I didn't really know what I was getting into when I purchased this because, as I mentioned before, Covergirl hadn't updated their product information section of their website. So I really had no idea when I bought it what kind of concealer it was supposed to be. If a concealer is mattifying, I'm less likely to purchase it because typically mattifying concealers are not the best fit for my skin type. But going through this test, I can pretty much guarantee that this concealer is definitely more drying than it is hydrating. But if you have any other questions about this concealer, leave them in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!